New tonight, Ritzville's only hospital is at risk of both layoffs and closure. As KREM 2's Cody Proctor found out from the interim CEO, if that happens, it would leave both a hole in the small town and Eastern Washington's hospital network.
This is the warn notice that East Adams Rural Healthcare sent to the state, warning about the possibilities of layoffs and even potentially closing the hospital here in Ritzville. But according to leadership, this is only a formality, and they're doing everything they can to make sure that doesn't happen. The hospital in Ritzville has been around since 1952. But East Adams Rural Healthcare's days could be numbered.
We're in our spot because of financial crisis that we find ourselves in.
According to interim CEO Todd Nida, the crisis includes more than $13 million in losses from 2022 to 2024 when no audits were done.
That is a result of how the facility was managed by prior administration.
When asked about specifics, Nida says he couldn't give those, but adds there are multiple investigations happening.
There's local and county law enforcement involved, DOJ, DEA, OIG, and the SAO office, and the Washington State Medical Commission are currently running investigations here that we are complying with and assisting with.
The warn notice says East Adams Rural did get $2 million in Washington State hospital distressed funding. However, Nida wrote in the notice their debt's gotten to a point where vendors can't support them without being paid. He says their debt sits at about $5 million.
The payoff of that, and a lot of that is our accounts payable to our vendors, is insurmountable for us at our amount of revenue that we take in.
If East Adams Rural can't bridge the gap, 100 employees could potentially be laid off in early January. Closure is also a possibility, hurting both Ritzville and the I-90 corridor. The two other nearest hospitals are in Moses Lake and Odessa, but the drive time of at least 30 minutes to each one isn't ideal.
Every minute counts when you're in a critical situation like that, and that is why we're here, and that is what we're trying to maintain and keep.
Right now, Nida says they're considering multiple solutions, including working with foundations and state lawmakers to try to change East Adams Rural Healthcare from a critical access hospital to a rural emergency hospital, which would help them be more profitable. Now, for those that are concerned about the situation, there will be a community meeting here in Ritzville on Saturday. That'll be at 2 p.m. at Legion Hall. In Ritzville, Cody Proctor, KREM 2 News.